Bowling Green's classic rock is D93. It's the Tony Rosy Morning Show, powered by delicious Sonic Breakfast. Hope you guys are having a great morning out there as we get things up and running for you on your Wednesday morning. Beautiful sunshine downtown Bowling Green. Still a little chilly, though, about 40 degrees outside the D93 broadcasting complex. In the studio with us, my good buddy Rachel. Good to see you, Rachel. How you doing?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
I am doing great. And Sabyn Mayfield, did I get that right?
That's right.
Yeah, with our friends from the Bridge to Recovery, bridgetorecovery.com. Great facility and organization and program here in Southern Kentucky, right in our own backyard, that is literally changing and saving lives of people right and left. And honestly, it's one of our best kept secrets in our community. Rachel, real quick, kind of tell us what the Bridge to Recovery is, what the program is, kind of give us the, as they said, the old elevator pitch here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. A few seconds. Here we go.
Yeah.
So the Bridge to Recovery, we've been around for 53 years. And so right in the backyard, as you said, we are treating trauma and family of origin, inner child. We address all of those underlying causes of why can't I get the monkey off my back, so to speak. All of those gambling addictions, substance use, alcoholism, workaholism, all of those things, body image, the things that oftentimes you don't hear about, talked about a lot.
Right.
We're 2, 4, 6, sometimes 8-week program. We have people come in from all over the world. It's an amazing place to see and watch what unfolds there. Again, group therapy. We have closed admissions every 2 weeks, up to 10 people. And then, of course, those phases then go on. So you watch those people kind of form together and grow together as well. And then we are group therapy setting, and so everything happens among the group, and we start to work through what happened and what am I going to do about it now.
And Sabyn, very close to your heart, of course, the COO. Did I get that right? CEO.
Yeah.
E's and O's and A's and I's and U's.
All the vowels.
But over there, but this program, obviously, in many ways, I would say saved your life. But at the same time, now you're able to help save and help other people's lives too.
100%. It's one of those rags to riches stories where it's like, how often does a client become the CEO? You know, and it most certainly saved and changed my life. And then over the years, and it really changed the trajectory of my life and my work. And I had the privilege, like I mentioned, being on the board and then now serving as the CEO. And like Rachel said, you know, to be able to focus on trauma, and everybody has it, you know, and sometimes trauma can be a really triggering word for everybody, and sometimes it's really overused. But a lot of times what we like to use is one's woundedness, because we all experience wounds throughout life. Like no one gets out unscathed, you know, and that's not a bad thing, you know, but being able to come to a place, like she said, in the group setting, and to be fully immersed in the work. Many people struggle in their lives and they struggle through therapy, but to be able to be fully immersed in the tools, in the work, and implement them with your therapist, with your group, within the community, has proven to be transformative for people.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit, and again, I'm just going to ask the questions that come to mind. You know, obviously we talk a lot about mental health on this show and physical health and everything that helps make the human body and the mind and the spirit all kind of one. Bridge to Recovery, how are you guys different than maybe, you know, other therapy programs that people have been through, other recovery programs out there? How are you guys different than the others? And I don't mean that in a bad way, but again, it's sometimes finding the right thing, and this could be the very right thing for somebody.
Right. Well, to be specific, we are a residential trauma workshop. We are not a medical model. We are a nonprofit. We don't take insurance. And the great thing about that is we're not in the business of diagnosing our clients. We're not trying to get into what is wrong with you. We're trying to get into what happened to you and heal that. Like Rachel mentioned, trauma, family of origin trauma, codependency, anxiety, depression. We believe that a lot of these conditions are
there's something that started it, basically.
Correct.
There's something in that maybe childhood or young adult or some point in their life.
Exactly.
Family history, maybe even, right? Like I guess it could be maybe not a parent, but a grandparent or something like that.
It may be generational. It may be historical. It may be historical. It may be current.
Yeah.
You know, it may be something that you've been dealing with for a really long time. And like I said, being in the group setting, a lot of disclosure and transference, which sometimes can be negative words in the clinical community. But what we believe is that by the therapist sharing some of their own personal experiences in their life and in this work, because every clinician in our facility has been through our core program.
And I think that means a lot too.
Oh, tremendous.
I mean, you talk about just, I don't want to say street cred or anything like that, but it kind of gives you a different kind of credibility maybe than feeling like you're talking with them and to them, not at them. Maybe.
You're in the conversation.
Yeah.
When you have shared that experience with somebody, experience makes up for so much, and not to say people have to have, taken their lumps in life to relate to one another. But when you're in this setting, to know that the person across from you has been through that,
right,
has gotten to the other side of it. And one thing I've said with clients before is I will ask them, do you believe that I felt the way that you feel? And they will say yes. And then I ask, do you believe that I now no longer feel that way?
Wow.
And I've healed from that.
That kind of got me right there, man.
When you can gain that, when you can
Yeah.
gain that confidence,
Yeah.
it just gives this sense of safety, and it creates a sense of vulnerability of like, hey, for me and for a lot of people, this type of work is a life or death errand. So when you approach it like that and you bring that vulnerability and that openness,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no greater gift.
How does it work? If somebody out there, is hearing this and they're like, you know what? I got some things I need to work through. I got some things I need to talk about. How does it work? Do they pick up the phone and call?
They do.
They need a referral? How does it, the confidentiality, things like that? Like, how does, kind of walk me through the big questions you get, I guess, from people who are, again, kind of at that edge and they need to take the step, but they're very scared to take the step.
So our admissions team is bar none. You get one of three people typically would answer the phone when you call the number.
Yeah.
And you are going to just start that journey with them. They take such a kind approach. I mean, really digging into
Non-judgmental, I feel, is something that's
100%.
very big in this world.
Yeah. Huge.
There's nothing we haven't heard.
Oh gosh.
There's nothing that we haven't experienced. So when that's your first point of reference, because that is a very vulnerable and scary.
Yeah.
They talk about picking up that 10,000-pound phone.
No, I mean, vulnerability is a big thing.
Yeah.
Transparency and vulnerability are big, big words to people, and they're scary words when you actually have to confront them.
Right.
Yeah.
And an individual could either, like Rachel said, they could pick up the phone. Our admissions number is 364-222-3287.
Right.
You could talk to one of our admissions specialists, either Tiffany, Danny, or Lee. They are amazing. You could visit our website, thebridgetorecovery.com.
Yep.
We also have a pretty active social media and YouTube page where there's a lot of informative information, videos, shows the facility, shows some testimonials of former clients, and even testimonials of staff. And after that, if there's an interest, we do a pre-screen. You get our recommendation, and the process proceeds.
Is this kind of on the person to take the step, or like, what if it's a family member or somebody in your family or in your circle? Like, how does that happen? Like, maybe I've got a family member, or maybe I've got a friend, a close friend, who I feel like that this is a step you need to take. How do I approach that? First of all, as a family member, as a friend, and then how does that work on your side with that?
So we get a lot of family referrals or close friends, professionals even. The workplace is worried about them. And so again, calling that number is the first step to kind of start that conversation. We're able to kind of guide you into maybe what an intervention looks like. What is this going to look like if I set the groundwork? Maybe have some bed dates in place, and then I'm able to say, hey, I have an opportunity for you, Tony. Do you want to take it today?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's that kind of light under you to think like, okay, they're serious now. I got to do something.
And again, I don't want to say the wrong thing or something insensitive, but I think a lot of people, when they think about anything like this, they think, well, they just go back to drugs or alcohol. But it could be anything. Like you said, too, it could be a gambling addiction. It could be
process addiction, substance use, alcohol use, codependency. A lot of times we see family members, we may have one, and then now all of a sudden they get home and everybody else wants to speak the same language. And so now the spouse comes, or the daughter, or the mother, or vice versa. And so if indeed you have been in recovery for a really long time, and maybe it's just these underlying issues keep rising to the surface and rearing their ugly head, and I don't know why I keep feeling this way, let's get to the core of that.
And for listeners just who are unsure about that, process addictions are anything that are non-substance related.
Yeah.
So it may be gambling, it might be workaholism, it might be in the relationship department, it might be in isolation, it might be in codependency.
So again, if you got something weighing on you, pick up the phone and call. If you got something weighing on you, go to the website and send an email or whatever it may be and talk about it, right? It's free to talk, right?
If you have something weighing on you that you feel is impeding you reaching your fullest potential, that's what we're here for.
Sabyn's got a lot of good energy, man.
Yeah, he does.
There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of good energy. You too, Rachel. But I mean, that's a lot. I mean, like I said, I don't get goosey sometimes, you know. But God bless you both. It's great work over there you guys are doing. The website one more time for people to get information.
www.thebridgetorecovery.com.
And you guys are in Bowling Green. What is the location at? If I kind of give how does that work? Like,
you take 185, go up north, 1749, Edmonson County, Warren County line area is where you're going to be looking at beautiful 120
I'm looking at
acres.
the website right now.
Acres.
Like, I mean, there's, oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff on here.
Do equine,
beautiful
yoga, art, music, dance.
What a great service.
Experiential
all
work.
the things.
What a great service right there. And from ages 18 and up, right?
18 and up.
18 and up. So if you're 18 years old, going through some stuff in that early years of your life all the way
If
to
you're 68, 78, don't let age stand in your way.
It is never too early to start this journey, and it is never too late to start this journey.
Great work you guys are doing. Great work. Thebridgetorecovery.com is the website. Go over there and check it out. Like I said, have that discussion, take that step, be vulnerable, and you'll get rewarded for it, I think, in the end right there. So keep up the great work, guys. Come back on anytime, talk about this. I think it's great stuff.